Hello everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unravel the financial mysteries that big companies try to keep under wraps. And boy, do we have a filing that's trying to cover its tracks with an amendment. Let's decode Ashford Hospitality Trust's latest filing and see what they're really trying to tell us. Make sure you're subscribed if you want more of these deep dives, and join our Discord community linked in the description for all the behind the scenes chat. So what's the big deal here? Ashford Hospitality Trust, a company that owns hotels, is filing an amendment to a previous report. Think of it like this: they filed a report on August 25, but now they're saying, oops, we forgot something important. This amendment, dated August 22nd, is all about adding something called pro forma financial information. Now, what is pro forma financial information? 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 What is pro forma financial information? Now, what is pro forma financial information? Now, what is pro forma financial information? What is pro forma financial information? It's basically, what if, look at the company's finances. They're presenting numbers as if a certain event happened even though it already did or is in the process of happening. This is often used when there's been a big acquisition, a merger, or some other significant change that makes the past numbers not tell the whole story of where the company is headed. The actual event date they're talking about for this pro forma adjustment is August 22nd, 2025. This suggests something significant happened around that time that's prompting them to provide this adjusted financial view to investors. This number appears multiple times, and it's likely an identifier for the company or the filing itself. It helps keep track of all the paperwork that gets filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, this next part gets into the nitty-gritty of their financial structure, how the company is financed. We see references to common stock and then a series of preferred stocks, a series D, F, G, H, and I. Preferred stockholders usually get paid before common stockholders if the company does well or when it distributes profits. The fact that they're listing these different classes of stock suggests a complex ownership structure. The date August 22nd, 2025 keeps popping up. This is the key date for the pro forma adjustments. It's the day they're using as a reference point to show how their financials would look under certain conditions following an event that likely occurred on or around this date. Okay, so let's get to the meat of the amendment. They are filing this because they need to include pro forma financial information as required by a specific rule, item 9.01p of Form 8K. This means the original report was missing these crucial what-if financial scenarios. This tells us it's not a completely new report, but an amendment, an update to a previous filing. Amendment number 1, so this is the first major correction or addition they're making. This highlights again that the core event they are presenting information on happened on August 22nd, 2025. Here we see its domicile Maryland, its SEC filing number, and its IRS employer identification number. Standard bureaucratic stuff that helps keep the company on the SEC's radar and ensure compliance. This is their principal executive office location in Dallas, Texas. It's good to know where the company is headquartered, but for us the real story is in the numbers, not the street address. And their contact number. Again, important for official purposes, but not the focus of our analysis. This section lists the company's securities that are traded on stock exchanges. They're common stock trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol AHT, which is what most investors would recognize them by. They also have several series of preferred stock, which allows them to raise capital in different ways. This variety in their capital structure is something we always keep an eye on. This is the most important part of the filing for us today. This section tells us exactly what new information is being provided. As we discussed, this is the what if financial data. They're providing this information for 2 periods. The 6 months ended June 30, 2025, and for the entire year ended December 31, 2024. This means that all the actual pro forma numbers are in a separate document, Exhibit 99.1, and essentially pasted into this report. We need to imagine that this Exhibit 99.1 is open right in front of us. This is where the real story lies. While the filing itself doesn't contain the full tables here, knowing that this pro forma information is being added tells us something significant has been adjusted in their financial presentation. It's critical for understanding how a recent event impacts their financial standing and future outlook. They are essentially giving us a clearer, adjusted picture of their financial health, allowing investors to better assess the company's performance and value going forward, especially after whatever happened on August 22nd. This confirms exactly what we need to look at, the unaudited pro forma financial information. This is the core of the amendment, the reason they had to refile. Since the actual numbers are in an exhibit, we can only infer based on what pro forma filings typically indicate. Often, this type of filing follows a significant event, like a merger, acquisition, a major divestiture, or a significant financing round. The pro forma statements will show the financial results as if that event had occurred at the beginning of the reporting period. This gives investors a normalized view, stripping out the effects of the event in the past and presenting a clearer picture of the ongoing business. For Ashford Hospitality Trust, a company heavily impacted by industry-wide trends and specific events, understanding the pro forma impact is key to assessing their underlying operational strength and strategic positioning. Without seeing the numbers themselves, we can only theorize the nature of the adjustment. Typically, it's to show a cleaner financial picture post a major corporate action. This refers to the digital format of the filing. XBRL is a standard for electronic reporting of business and financial data, making it easier for computers to process and analyze. It's like the digital packaging for all this important information. And here we have the formal sign-off. This confirms Derek S. Eubanks, the Chief Financial Officer, signed off on this amendment on August 27th, 2025. The signature of the CFO is crucial as it signifies that management has reviewed and stands behind the accuracy of the information being presented, including this new pro forma data. Now, let's talk about what this all means for Ashford Hospitality Trust. This filing, while a bit dry on the surface because the actual pro forma numbers are in a separate exhibit, tells us a story. Ashford Hospitality Trust had a significant event on August 22nd, 2025. This event was substantial enough that their original report was incomplete and required an amendment to include pro forma financials. Pro forma statements are about presenting a hypothetical financial picture as if a major transaction or event happened earlier. This is typically done to give investors a clearer view of the company's ongoing performance, free from accounting complexities that arise from the timing of such events. Think about it this way. If Ashford Hospitality Trust acquired a new hotel or sold off a bunch of properties on August 22nd, the regular financial statements would reflect the transaction only from that date forward. But pro forma statements would restate the previous periods, like the 6 months ending June 30th and the full year of 2024, as if the acquisition or sale had happened at the beginning of those periods. This lets investors compare apples to apples when evaluating the company's profitability and financial health. What kind of event would trigger this? It could be a large acquisition of new hotels, the sale of a significant portion of their existing portfolio, a major debt restructuring, or perhaps a new strategic partnership or joint venture. Given that Ashford Hospitality Trust operates in the hotel industry, which is sensitive to economic cycles and consumer behavior, such a significant event could fundamentally change the company's financial trajectory. The fact that they're amending the report means this pro forma information is critical for a proper understanding of their financial situation. Investors should pay very close attention to Exhibit 99.1 when it becomes available, or if it was attached in a more detailed version of this filing. The pro forma statements will likely highlight changes in revenue, operating expenses, debt levels, and earnings per share, presenting a clearer picture of Ashford Hospitality Trust's normalized financial performance and its potential future profitability. It's a way for the company to manage expectations and provide a more accurate baseline for valuing the company moving forward. What are the potential implications? If the pro forma financials show improved performance, it could signal successful strategic moves. However, if they reveal underlying weaknesses or increase financial risk, investors will need to be cautious. Looking at the structure of the filing itself, the focus is entirely on providing this missing pro forma data. There are no other major operational updates or financial discussions within the main body of this amendment. The entire purpose is to supplement the original report with these adjusted financial views. So what's my take on this? Ashford Hospitality Trust is being transparent by filing this amendment, even if it means admitting their initial report was not fully comprehensive regarding the financial impact of recent events. This is generally a positive. They are proactive in providing investors with the necessary tools to understand their financial standing post August 22nd, 2025. The key takeaway is that something significant happened, and understanding the pro forma financials is crucial. Investors need to do their homework and examine Exhibit 99.1 when it becomes available to grasp the full financial picture. This move indicates a commitment to providing a more accurate and complete financial narrative, which is always a good sign for investor confidence. Alright, that's our breakdown of Ashford Hospitality Trust's latest amendment. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.